Hey, if you were going to buy a pair of shoes, would you want the shoes to be too long? Would you want them to be too short? Or would you want them to be just right? Well, my guess would be that you would want them to be just right. And so in today's lesson, we are looking at the line of best fit for scatter plots. And in the same way, we don't want the line to be too high. We don't want the line to be too low. We want the line to be just right. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's hop into today's lesson. What's up, chat? Welcome to Unit 7, Day 6, Line of Best Fit. This is the last lesson in this unit. In this lesson, we are going to learn how to sketch the line of best fit given data represented in a scatter plot, okay? And so let me go ahead and start by giving you the definition for the line of best fit. The line of best fit on a scatter plot is a straight line drawn through the data that represents the overall trend or relationship between the two variables. So it is a line that's showing the relationship, right? You can kind of think of it like the slope almost, all right? It is aiming, and this is the key, aiming to roughly have the same number of points above the line and the same number of points below the line, all right? And so I want you to notice it said roughly, okay? So when we begin to do these are kind of estimates, all right? They don't have to be perfect. There is okay to have some human error here, but what we are looking to do is we are drawing a line that is in between the middle of all of these points. So there's going to be some points that are above it, and then there's going to be some points that are below it, all right? And that's it, okay? That is the line of best fit. So, hey, I'm going to do this first one, and I want you to try to do the next couple ones on your own, okay? So if I'm doing this, drawing the line of best fit, I'm looking to draw a line that goes in the middle of all of these points, right? So, again, as best you can, right? Draw a line. This is a little hard to do when I'm looking at it from the board. And so that's maybe not perfect, but that's probably pretty good. Again, you have some points that are above it. You have some points that are below it, okay? Okay, if I maybe I could probably go better with that because I do have, in this one, I have a little bit more. So I'm going to do that one over again. Again, I want you to notice there's some error here. Maybe you drew yours better the first time, but again, I'm looking to get, I think that's a little better, right? So we got some points that are above it. We got some points that are below it. And that kind of is the line of best fit, okay? In the test, you're going to be, given the lines are going to already be drawn, and you're just going to have to choose which one best describes or best is the line of best fit, okay? So you'll see some examples at the end of this lesson, all right? So, hey, I want you to go ahead, maybe try to go and do these on your own and then see how yours matches up with mine. All right, so again, I'm just trying to draw a line that gets halfway between all the points. I'm kind of, that's not too terrible. Maybe I could have drawn that one. Okay. I'm telling you guys, this is a little hard to do on the board. I like that one better. All right, so we got some points that are above it. We got some points that are below it. Okay, again, I just want to reiterate as you're drawing these, okay, it is okay to have some error. Again, the main thing you want to understand is, again, there's some points that are above it. There's some points that are below it, and you're trying to get as close to the middle, okay? So you don't want to get it too high, you don't want to get it too low. When you're doing these, the answer is going to be clear, okay? It's going to be clear that some points are, there's going to be too many points above it or too many points below it. So I don't want you to worry about that, all right? So let's do two more examples, all right? So again, I want you to pause it, see if you can draw your line of best fit on your own, and then check and see how yours compares to mine. All right, so if I'm drawing this, again, I'm trying to get in the middle of all of the points. This kind of slopes up. This one's a little harder. Okay, I got a bunch that are above it there, but now I got a bunch that are below it there. Okay, and my line I can't start off going this way and then shift it up, right? It needs to have sort of a consistent direction trend up, right? Again, it needs to be a straight line. Remember that it needs to be a straight line. It can't be a curved line, okay? So I can't curve it. So it's a straight line, and that's, I got a decent amount of points up. Okay, I should have probably shifted that one over a little bit here. Okay, so I feel good about that one. All right, again, it's just really hard to do well the first time, but again, got some points above it, got some points below it. Again, I probably could have got a little further up, but that's close enough. All right, and then for this last one, right, trying to get right in the middle. Okay, that curve that a little bit. All right, and so I think that's a pretty solid one for that one. Okay. All right, so I've drawn, again, roughly the same number of points. And again, keyword roughly, doesn't need to be exact. All right, and so in this one, this is sort of a good example where you're gonna have to pick the correct line. And these ones, this is what the test is gonna kind of be more like. You're not gonna have to draw one actually on the test, but rather be able to identify the correct one. Okay, so we're looking, okay, which A, B, or C is in the middle of the data, right? Roughly in the middle with the same number of points above it and below it, okay? So if I look at these, well, A and B, I got, that's nowhere near, okay? So B and C are closer to my data, but if I look at B, right, I have a few points that are above it, but I have so many more points that are below it, okay? So I know it's not B. Okay, so it's not A, it's not B. And again, if we notice C, right? C has a lot of points above it, also has a lot of points below it, about the same amount. So C is the line of best fit. For that one, all right? Now, I want you to pause it and go ahead and do the next one on your own. Should be pretty simple. And then check your answer here. All right, so if I'm looking at A goes right through the middle of all of the dots. A good number are below it, a good number above it. What about B? B it's not going really through the dots. It just kind of cuts the dots in half, and there's some on this side and some on that side. And then C doesn't really go through the dots. So A is the line of best fit for this one. All right. Hey, and that is it. Okay, so in this lesson, we have learned how to sketch the line of best fit. Again, it's a straight line that goes through the data, and half the points roughly are above it, and then half the points are below it. It's that simple. All right.